A very good morning to all. Today we'll start with a new chapter, chapter number 15, and the name of the chapter is Indian Freedom Struggle 2. So here you can see many pictures, and in the previous chapter we have discussed that the Britishers, they exploited the common people, poor farmers, landlords, rulers of small kingdom, Indian sepoys, that is every section of the society was exploited by the Britishers. They considered Indians to be inferior and they ill-treated them. For example, you know that they forced farmers to grow crops like cotton and indigo, and they were not allowed to grow food crops. And next thing was that the cheap machine-made products were imported to India, and the Britishers, they sold them in the Indian market and they gained lots of profit. As a result of this, the Indian industries struggled and the Indians had no work and no earning. And even though the Indians were very talented, the Britishers, they gave them lowly jobs and they were not given any promotions, while the high posts were occupied only by the Britishers. Next thing was the Britishers, they imposed high tax on salt. As a result of this, the common people were not able to buy salt due to high cost. Then the Indian sepoys, they were ill-treated and they were considered inferior to the Britishers in the British army. They were given less salaries. So all these were the exploitations done by the Britishers. And we have also discussed that the Britishers, they introduced modern Western education in India, and with this education, the people of India, they started to think about their freedom from the Britishers. And in the year 1800, many social reformers, they urged Indians to work towards the improving condition of the society, especially the condition of women. And in the year 1885, Indian National Congress was formed, and this was formed to unite all the Indians across the country. It was an organized political movement which worked against the British rule, and many Indians, they participated in various movements launched by the national leaders to gain independence. Now, one such movement was Quit India movement, which was led by Mahatma Gandhi in the year 1942 to achieve complete independence of our country. So, we will be discussing about this movement in this chapter in detail. So, after many years of struggle, our freedom fighters, they were able to gain freedom on 15th August 1947, and with this freedom, a separate nation was formed, that is Pakistan. Here you can see the first page of the Hindustan Times dated 15th August 1947, and the main heading is India Independent, British Rule Ends. And here you can see people migrating to Pakistan, which was formed after the independence. Gradually, the feeling of unity among Indians gave rise to nationalism. So, what do you understand by nationalism? It's feeling of one nation and always supporting our nation or country. So, the Indians, they understood that they all are equal and they all belong to one nation, and they should always work or support our country. So, with this nationalist idea, the Indians, they understood the exploitative nature of the British rule. So, here exploitative nature means the Indians understood that the Britishers, they used them to gain more and more profit. We discussed in the previous chapter that during World War I, the Indian national leaders, they thought that if they would support the Britishers in this world war, then they would accept their demand for self-government. Self-government means the government consisting of only Indians. But the Indian leaders, they realized that the Britishers, they had no intention of giving power over India. And gradually, the Indian people, they started to protest and they launched many movements against the British, and many Indians, they joined this movement for gaining independence. And we will be discussing about these movements in this chapter in detail. Next, we will discuss about Mahatma Gandhi as a leader. So, we all know that Mahatma Gandhi is known as the father of the nation, and he was born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar in Gujarat. So, Porbandar is a place in Gujarat. And between the year 1893 to 1915, he worked as an Indian lawyer at a law firm in Durban in South Africa. So, Durban was a place in South Africa. Here, Mahatma Gandhi saw that the Indians were ill-treated and they were considered inferior by the Britishers. And here in South Africa, Mahatma Gandhi fought for the rights of the Indian workers and laborers. At that time, South Africa was a British colony like India. So, we have discussed that British colony means the country comes under the British government. So, South Africa was a British colony like India, and the most important problem was the racial discrimination by the Britishers. So, here racial discrimination means the people, that is the native people of South Africa and the Indians were discriminated or ill-treated by the Britishers based on their skin color, family background, nation, country and so on. So, at that time, 3 categories of Indians were there in South Africa. First one are the Indian traders, that is the Indians who went to South Africa for trading purpose, that is selling and buying of goods. Next one was the Indian laborers. So, they were taken by the Britishers in South Africa to work in plantation and mining factories. So, they were taken on contract basis, that means for a period of years. So, after completing the contract, either they can return to India or they can settle there in South Africa. And the settled Indians were known as migrant settlers. So, there were 3 categories of Indian people, and racial discrimination was there everywhere. So, the Britishers, that is the white people, they discriminated the colored people, that is the Indian people, and the native black people of South Africa. Now, Mahatma Gandhi also faced this discrimination. One day, he traveled by train in a first class compartment in South Africa. At that time, a British ticket checker, he came to Mahatma Gandhi and he asked Mahatma Gandhi to move out from that first class compartment, as this compartment was only meant for the Britishers. Mahatma Gandhi refused to do so because he was having that first class compartment ticket. But the ticket checker didn't listen to him and he pushed Mahatma Gandhi out of the train. So, this incident made Mahatma Gandhi to fight for the rights of the Indian workers and laborers in South Africa. And during that time, Mahatma Gandhi wrote letters to the British government in South Africa and in London. And Mahatma Gandhi fought for the rights of Indian workers and laborers in South Africa. And he also proposed Satyagraha. So, here you can see Satyagraha is made up of 2 words. Satya, that means true, and Graha means appeal. So, this literally means an appeal for truth. And Satyagraha is a method of protest based on truth and non-violence, because Mahatma Gandhi believed that physical force or violence was not needed to fight against the Britishers. And he always highlighted that truth and non-violence are the key weapon to win any battle. And he also believed that a Satyagrahi, so Satyagrahi is a person who appeals for a truth. A Satyagrahi should be always truthful and peaceful. So, in the year 1915, that is just after his return to India, Mahatma Gandhi took a year to travel all over India to understand the problem of common people, and he also joined the National Freedom Movement in 1919. And in the same year, the British passed a law, and this law was known as Rowlatt Act. And according to this law or act, any Indians could be put into jail without a trial or conviction. Here, conviction means the decision given by the court that someone is guilty of a crime. So, the Britishers were free to put any Indians into the jail. So, many Indians, they protested against this Rowlatt Act, and this protest was led by Mahatma Gandhi. Now, these protests included demonstrations, hartals and boycott. So, what do you understand by demonstration? Demonstration means showing or explaining something. So, the Indian leaders, they explained the Indians the importance of freedom from the Britishers. And hartal means it's a form of political protest when shops are closed and people refuse to work. Next one is boycott. So, they were asked to boycott the foreign goods. So, these protests included demonstrations, hartals and boycott. And Mahatma Gandhi also asked the leaders to go to villages to include the peasants. So, peasants are the poor farmers and also the artisans. So, artisans are the skilled workers who make things by using hand, and workers. So, Mahatma Gandhi asked the leaders to go to villages and include the peasants, artisans and workers in the struggle for freedom. He also urged people to boycott foreign goods and to use khadi and hand woven clothes that are made in India. And with the support of the common people, the struggle for freedom spread to the whole nation. So, this was about the Mahatma Gandhi as a leader. In the next chapter, we will be discussing about the different types of movements. So, that's all for today. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.